Hey y'all, so today I'm be talking about domestic violence. Domestic violence has increased since COVID-19 has hit the nation. There's articles about it. I have friends that are law enforcement who told me that they have been receiving more calls with domestic violence disturbances or disputes. And I just wanted to just share knowledge and statistics and numbers just to bring up the importance of how often this has happened and really just the extremes of what it is. We are socially distancing ourselves from the world. We are quarantining ourselves in our houses, and unfortunately what that means is a lot of people who are use their jobs and school and the gym and wherever they were leaving their house for, they were using it as an outlet and kind of an escape from their abusers, and now they're stuck in the house with that abuser because they are legally not supposed to leave. So this month is Stress Awareness Month, and it is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I feel like those go hand in hand with domestic violence. So I felt what better time than now just to talk about these things. So the numbers that I'm gonna give you, the statistics, the ratios, the numbers, these are coming from 2018. I did a video on my Facebook Live. It was about 50 minutes long, so I really didn't feel like just re-uploading that because I didn't want to lose the importance of what's going on. So I just want to come to you real short just to talk about what I do know. So when I say these numbers, just keep in mind, this was in 2018 where people had the freedom in America to go wherever they wanted to go. And keep in mind that these numbers are probably most likely, not even probably, they are going to be higher now that people are stuck in the houses and they can't go anywhere. So 20 million people per minute in the United States are victims of domestic violence. So in the time I've talked to you, 40 people per statistics in 2018, 40 people have become a victim of domestic violence in the 2.5 minutes I've talked to you. So now that would be 50 people. 10 million women and men in the United States have reported that they were victims of domestic violence in their lifetime. And that's people who've reported it. So like I always say in my videos, a lot of these numbers are lower because people don't always report things that happen to them. And I'll give you the definition. Domestic violence is abuse or violence that takes place in a domestic setting. So cohabitation, marriage, people living in a house together. It could be romantic. It doesn't have to be romantic. It's just people who live in a domestic setting, so a house. So this could be kids, this could be parents, this could be spouses, a girlfriend or boyfriend, this could be just roommates. So this is all what falls under domestic violence. And abuse doesn't have to just mean physical. It could be physical, it could be verbal, emotional, mental, sexual, it could be reproductive, it can be economical abuse. It's different methods of abuse, so it depends on the person to report what they feel is wrong, but it takes knowledge of knowing what exactly is domestic violence. So if you're constantly being belittled, it's the same domestic violence as somebody who is being beat. It's still domestic violence because you shouldn't have to tolerate being put down or hurt emotionally, physically, sexually, mentally, all of that. 1 in 3 women and 1 out of 4 men were physically assaulted by an intimate partner in their lifetime, and these numbers are people who've reported it. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men, and again, this is people who have reported it. That's crazy. 1 in 7 women and 1 in 18 men were stalked by an intimate partner or felt threatened or felt like a family member could be threatened or harmed or killed by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And these numbers to me are, not to say scary, but it's a difference now because people stalking is going to be on a different level because typically people stalk once they left the household, they had to know the next move. So now there's no need to stalk because the person is there. So what will that change for the outcome of the situation? Like, what harm will be done now that the person doesn't have to leave the house? There are 20,000 phone calls daily to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. So again, this is in 2018, not 2020. So imagine what that number is now that people are stuck in the house with their abusers. Gun violence increases murder by 500%. So if there is a gun in the house or a gun with a person and there is domestic violence, there is a 500% chance that the person will be killed. 19% of all cases of domestic violence involve a weapon. And a weapon could be anything. A weapon can be whatever is used as an object to harm somebody else. So it can be a TV, it could be a lamp, it could be hot water, it could be a cell phone, it could be, you know, a taser, a knife, a gun. It can be any of these different things, but a weapon is involved in 19% of cases. And that's alarming because just your hands is enough to harm somebody. So imagine once a weapon is involved. 15% of all violent crimes in the United States involve intimate partner domestic violence. So just think of all the violent crimes you've ever imagined, and then now just think 15% of those is domestic violence. And that's a big number. And then from that, 30% of the people who were a victim of domestic assault received treatment. So that was before people were able to leave the house. So now just imagine people are being stuck in the house. So imagine how many people are not getting the treatment that they need or deserve because they have been a victim of domestic violence. So since it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, I'm going to get some statistics on that as well, because this is happening now because people are stuck at home. So 1 out of 5 women and 1 out of 71 men reported that they were raped in their lifetime. 46.7 women and 44.9 men were raped by an acquaintance. Of those numbers and percentages, 45% of women and 29.6% of men were raped by an intimate partner. So think about all of these numbers. So basically, half of the women who were raped by an acquaintance, and then half of those women were raped by an intimate partner. So 25% of women that were rape victims are being raped currently, possibly being raped currently by the intimate partner that they're living with. And then to give you the numbers on the stalking, so 19.3 million women and 5.1 million men were being stalked in 2018. So then I'll talk about murders. So 72% of murder-suicides in general involve intimate partner relationships. And 94% of those victims who were killed as not the suicide person, but the victim, were women. So imagine right now people are being stuck in the house, and a lot of people are depressed, they have anxiety, and if they have thoughts of killing themselves, they think about what they want to do to their partner. 1 out of 15 children are exposed to domestic violence, and 90% of children are eyewitnesses to domestic violence. And these numbers are alarming because kids remember what they see. They remember everything that they see or hear. We might not realize it, but kids remember that, and it carries on through their childhood, through their adulthood, and then it might create a pattern. So I say all these numbers and these statistics to say that domestic violence is a very real thing, and whether we can imagine it happening or not, it's happening. And I just want you to just know that there's other options, and there's hotlines out there that people can reach out to, and it doesn't have to be that way. So hopefully this video just informed you a little bit more about domestic violence, sexual assault, and just these different cases. Maybe I'll do a video where we discuss specific cases, but you could just research cases with things that I've mentioned. Hopefully the COVID-19 will be over soon so that we don't have to hear any more stories and see any more abuse situations and deaths coming up from this. So as always, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was informative to you. Please like it if you liked it. Please share it if you feel like this information will help somebody else out. Please comment if you did like the content and you want to give me feedback. And as always, please subscribe if you want to see more from me in the future. Thank you for watching.